Hi, and welcome to Tommy's Piano Corner. I'm Tommy. Today, I'd like to share with you a neat trick I discovered whilst I was trying to master a couple of what for me were fairly tricky waltzes at the time. And the trick I found was actually to practice them in 4/4 rather than 3/4 time. And you're probably thinking I've gone completely mad, but please stick with me till the end of the video, and I'm sure by the end you'll agree that using this neat trick is actually a way to get these trickier passages under control much faster. So, if you're sitting comfortably, let's begin. As I say, I've been working on quite a few different waltzes by different composers, but two of the main ones I really wanted and still do want to improve on were Chopin's Minute Waltz and the C-sharp minor waltz. So of course I'm sure you all know the Minute Waltz, interestingly enough, a title not chosen by Chopin himself, and actually has been almost always wrongly pronounced in that it was originally meant to be minute, as in small, rather than minute, as in 60 seconds. Anyway, I'm sure you recognise it. Here's a small excerpt from it. And the second one I'd been working on was the C-sharp minor waltz, which is the one just after it. This I first heard played by Rubinstein on a YouTube video, and I thought, wow, that's a really beautiful piece of music, and it sounds quite simple, but of course you've got to be careful when Rubinstein plays something. Of course everything does sound very, very simple. So both of these pieces are fairly short, and they're also, popular encores or popular recital pieces by, great concert pianists, and you see lots and lots of videos and recordings of them, so they're great pieces to learn. And they're also both classified at a very similar level by the HENLE classification system. They're classified 5/6, which is sort of a medium sort of difficulty. And if you're not familiar with the HENLE classification, I've stuck a link in the description below so that you can go and have a look at it for yourself. It's a great way of seeing if pieces are likely to be within your grasp. So then, let's get into this idea of practicing a waltz in 4/4 time. Basically, I've been working on these waltzes, I don't know, for many, many hours. I'd done all the usual things. I'd done slow practice, I'd done hand-separate practice, and occasionally the stars would align and I'd managed to play a good portion of it with no errors, and I think I was starting to improve, but it never really did. I never got beyond that stage. So one piece of advice that I came across from a few respectable teachers was to actually play small sections at normal tempo and then take a break between the sections. So effectively you give your brain time to catch up after it's played one flurry of notes before it needs to focus on the next set. Anyway, one day it occurred to me whilst I was sitting at the piano that if I just added one extra beat per bar, so rather than having 3/4, I had 4/4 for each as my time signature, then I'd effectively be building into the music the break that these teachers were talking about, and that would perhaps give my brain time to catch up. So I decided to put this into practice, and that's where the 4/4 idea came from. One way to do this is to do it using this pattern. As you can see, this is a minim crotchet pattern that gives you the 4 beats in the bar. Another alternative is then to do it like this. Now this pattern is a crotchet, minim, crotchet, again giving you 4 beats in the bar. And then, of course, you take that to the third variation, which is to use crotchet, crotchet, minim, which would sound something like this. So I've found that this technique has helped me tremendously for 3 reasons really. First, having that extra beat per bar, having that little break, does really give your brain time to catch up from one set of notes between the next. And that's really, really helpful. I think also the second reason is that whilst effectively you are in a way playing it slower because it's taking more time to play the piece, the notes that you are playing are pretty much all at the tempo that you finally want to get to. So you're actually practicing, faster, quicker. And then I think the third and final reason is because, as I showed you, you're putting in the extra beats at a different point in each time and effectively creating 3 different practice patterns. You are practicing a different set of notes at speed each time without a break. So it's closer to the real performance situation. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you're not already, please do subscribe to Tommy's Piano Corner. Hit the little bell so you get notifications of any videos that are released. And stay tuned for a new video this time next week. Thank you very much.